Here at the BQN Network, we support and express solidarity for all of the writers and actors that have brought us the stories we passionately speak about. We continue to show love to all that are fighting the good fight for the WGA, SAG-AFTRA, and any upcoming strikes. We stand with you. You're listening to BQN. Assimilate the audio.
Welcome to Cinema Z, a film discussion and review podcast on BQN. We're here to just showcase the films you probably missed, but should definitely check out. From independent and obscure to art house and absurd, each week we'll gather, perhaps cocktail in hand, to discuss it all. I'm your host, Mark White, and with me today are Matt, Laz, Mel, and Casey. We got a full house today. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
So listeners might know Melissa. She has been listening since the beginning to our podcast. And we invited her on this week for our extra special round table event. And Casey is joining us from Trek FM, where he hosts a show over there. So welcome, Casey.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Let's see here. What's everybody drinking?
Well, today... listeners know I usually do some sort of wine cooler situation. I decided to up my game from Ralph's, the local Southern California grocery store, to Smart and Final. I have a lovely Mai Tai from the company. It's called On the Rocks. It's in a bottle. It comes in a bottle that looks like a potion. I look like I'm about to, I don't know, make polyjuice or something like that. But it's tasty. It's 20% alcohol and 40. What does 40 proof mean?
A lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot.
This is
Means
about to be.
Sip it slowly.
It's not juice,
It's not juice.
and it tastes like juice. This is going to be a very fun round table.
This is Mike's extra harder.
It's always good when it's extra harder.
Oh my, it has begun. You already.
I'm drinking. Oh, you go, Laz. You tell.
Yeah, so I'm Laz, and I am, as usual, the designated podcaster, and I am drinking my H2O just to keep all these folks in line, just in case.
Thank you, Laz.
Thank
I'm
you,
drinking.
Laz.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and I'm drinking the super exciting caffeine-free diet Pepsi. So water, basically.
You got my back in case the fellas get a little rowdy.
Mhm.
Yes, I got you, Laz.
Well, Mel, I am drinking the caffeinated Diet Pepsi. So
It might be
We got
Very
a crew against y'all.
Mark didn't say what he's drinking.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Pepsi. I today wanted so bad to make a Mai Tai, and I went to get all the liquors together to make the Mai Tai and realized my partner had used up the last of the white rum, so that did not happen. But instead, I do have a mango margarita. And this
Very
is my
nice.
refill of said margarita because I've already drank half of it and I refilled it. So
Yes.
You guys, I might have to have a stiff drink afterwards.
Yeah.
something
Have a stiff
stiff,
drink.
Yeah.
Melissa, something stiff.
Something stiff is important
My-
always. Well-balanced diet is part of a well-balanced diet.
She's listened to us before. She knows what she was getting into.
I love it.
Let's see here. All right. Well, jumping into it, we don't have a synopsis today because we're not discussing a movie, but we are all here today because each of us loves cinema. Now, the first question I have today is I'd like to ask everybody, when did you first realize you might be a cinephile or a film buff?
Well, I was thinking of the story when I was 12. I was a book kid, library kid, always had a book in my hand.
Mhm.
And when I got older and started taking, English classes and writing classes, everybody was putting that towards poetry and literature. And mine all went to movies. So I saw when I was 12, I saw the original Indiana Jones Raiders of the
Mhm.
Lost Ark. And my best friend had just been put in traction at the hospital. She was in the hospital for the whole summer. And that was
Oh.
going to be our big thing that we did. So I
Mhm.
concentrated on it really, really hard and really focused so I could tell her all about it up at the hospital. And it just made me, I just was instant in love. And then I became that girl at slumber parties who was like trying to explain the subtext and the lighting motifs to
Oh,
movies
wow.
like Mr. Mom or the Karate
That's
Kid or something.
that's
So it's just
also
been that, and ever since I watch them all the time, every
that's
day.
beautiful.
It really
Yeah,
is. Thank you for
Aw.
sharing that.
thanks,
Yeah.
Scott.
Also, you were like a good friend, 12 years old. You were ready.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, she was my best friend. We were inseparable. So,
Mm.
and I remember my mom saying, because we had her little brother with us and my little brother, and I remember my mom, because they were scared because they were 9. I was cool because I was 12, but she kept saying, on the other side of that scary snake or whatever, there's like 100 people standing there watching them and helping. And so it's it's not scary, it's creative, and that just stuck with me.
Love
Mm.
that.
Oh God, when did I know about my cinephilia? I became aware probably when I brought this up when on Cinema Z, I think when we did our first podcast. But my dad did this thing with me. He still does it now, where he takes me to dad's film school, and so
Oh,
yeah, and so that started. It started after we saw the first Matrix movie, and he basically said to me, "Okay, so you have seen the Matrix." You've seen like the kung fu, the martial arts, and you've seen the art form. I want to show you where they got their ideas from. And so we started watching all kinds of karate and kung fu films, and Bruce Lee and Michelle Yeoh and Jet Li, and like all of these movies from that genre, that style. But he said you need to know where it came from. And after that, we went from martial arts to comedy to action movies to dramas to films, Spike Lee's work. And every summer, every Christmas, up until now, I'm 35 years old, but that started at 12 years old, now 35. Every time I visit my dad, here's what's on the list. Here's what we're watching. You need to see this. I gotta show you this. So but 12 years old is when it started for me, I would say, after seeing The Matrix and going to dad's film school.
I love
That's
that.
We've
awesome.
said this before, but your dad is like super awesome, and we need to like have him on at some point.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, absolutely, we will.
So I would say the first time that I understood what it meant to be a true cinephile was in high school. I went to an art high school, and we had a film studies class. And although it was not appropriate whatsoever, a bunch of us, because we were all really into film, we ended up watching Requiem for a Dream together.
Oh,
I'm sorry, how old were you?
15.
oh.
And fun fact for the viewers, because I'm always the Debbie Downer, I came from a family where my father was actually unfortunately, he became a drug addict.
Oh, wow.
So I remember seeing that film and how they represented what addiction could be in many different forms, whether it be pills, whether it be heroin, whether it be sex to a certain extent, and seeing how that was done in such an artful form. And it's a very difficult film to take in. It's a very difficult film to sit with. But I remember all of us like being silent afterwards and then going in depth into how like meaningful it was. And that inspired me to dive further into film outside of, other films that were impactful to me. But that one was the first time where I was like, oh, you can say something like really powerful and not be afraid to do that in an indie art kind of way.
Yes.
So I thought that was a nice one to share here versus my other one, which is like Jurassic Park. And why should I be super optimistic? I need to ground things sometimes.
That's one that's been on my list for years, and I can't make myself watch it because I hear something about that. I like that about it every time.
It's tough.
I'll do it one of these days, maybe.
That's funny because Requiem for a Dream was one I was thinking about when I was thinking about this, because I was in college probably when I really started. I mean, I've watched movies all my life, but like really started getting into different movies when I was in college and racking up debt on DVDs and things like that.
Yeah.
But, and I remember Requiem for a Dream was actually one that came bundled with something else, one of those, 2-for-1 deals or something. And I was like, whatever, I wanted the other movie. And so I figured I'd watch this one too. And I remember having similar feelings as you, Laz, about Requiem for a Dream. And, really from there, while I was in college, I, was kind of anything I'd get my hands on, I could watch. I think I told Mark one time that I'll watch about anything. Like I'm not very picky anymore, but
Yeah.
when it comes to movies, and I'll like them or I don't. I mean, but I'll sit through them most of the time. And, I even took a class in college called psychopathology in film. I was a psych major. My wife ended up teaching it when she was a college professor as well, years later. But that was another one where it was, we watched things like Remains of the Day. We watched, that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But, but a lot of, God, there's an old one. Bedlam, I think was the name of the movie, but it's an older one. But it's really cool to look back through time, like through all of history and all of cinema, to see how they've portrayed different things, from comedies, but to more serious issues too, like psychopathology and, like you said, Laz, with Requiem for a Dream, with drug usage and things like that, to make a really meaningful story and, get an emotional reaction basically from the audience. I think when I discovered that in myself, that's when I really started getting into movies.
I'm a little curious about the breakdown just of the curriculum. Was I mean, just in terms of, so I mean, for lack of better words, was the curriculum like, okay, so this week we're going to look into, I don't know, depression, and we're going to study this film which focuses on depression, and we're going to look into this and look at them. Is that kind of what the breakdown?
Yep, that's exactly what it's like. Like we'd have basically a lecture, and it was a class that was meant for anybody, not just psych majors. So it was a real high level discussion lecture on certain types of mental illnesses, and then we would watch a movie on it. And the movies weren't always like a good depiction of that. It was sometimes more of the stylized Hollywood, over dramatized version that maybe is doing a disservice to mental health. But then after the movie, and we would view the movie as a class, and then after the movie was finished, then we'd have a discussion on our thoughts about it, and maybe we'd talk about specific characters, and maybe not even the main character that had the mental illness that we were discussing, but one that was a side character that maybe had something else that we could discuss as well. It's very, very interesting, very cool way to to look at films, but then also talk about serious issues.
I would love to take that class.
Oh yeah,
right.
I grew up watching films, but it really was for me, I think, when my father got me American Beauty. I was really young. This was when it came out, so I don't know how old I was at the time, but I was not of age probably to be seeing it without an adult supervision. And there was so much I could relate to in the characters, like the character of Lester Burnham, that everybody around him just thinks he's the biggest loser, right? And here he is working on himself. And then you have the next door neighbor, the nerdy kid that is being accused of being gay by his father, who's closeted himself, and that whole dynamic. And it really, like, on the facade of things, you see the quintessential American family having their dinner in their beautiful house with a white picket fence, but inside it's rot, right? And so it was the first time in my life that I looked at the people that had, because I was always growing up poor, and thought, oh, well, maybe they don't have it all together, and then I could start seeing myself in some of these people that beforehand I never would have related to. And the fact that film sort of opened me up to those ideas and started changing my perception of things, I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't just be going for, the superhero movies or the action films and things like that I'm seeing, like, because I still love them, and oh my God, Mel, you mentioned Indiana Jones, and I love that film. It's a masterpiece. A lot of people gravitate to that for a reason. It's a really great film. But what I'm saying is, like, I started specifically when I go to the movie store, going to the independent section, the foreign film section, and I'm from rural Maine, so it wasn't very big, but I picked through it. And I looked for all these oddball things that other people probably hadn't watched, and it probably never had been rented in my small town, to get a sense of more of like the world around me and different ways of looking at things. And that's kind of when I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'm a little bit of a film nerd. So streaming has brought so much accessibility and reach to many films that otherwise historically wouldn't get noticed. The trade-off, though, is that you're missing the experience of physically being in a theater. So we're talking especially like nowadays, this is happening so much. With the pandemic, so many of the theaters were even closed, so we couldn't get to them for like a year, So I just want to recognize, the importance of seeing a film in the theater. And I'd like everybody to share with me, if you would, a memory of a time when you saw a film. It doesn't have to be your favorite film, but just saw a film in the theater, a specific memory.
Okay, I'm going to share mine, and oh boy, here we go. Okay, so movie that I saw that it's my earliest memory of a movie where I realized it could be a communal experience, and that was Star Trek First Contact.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was, oh my God, how old was I? It was 96, so I was like, I don't know, maybe 7, maybe 8.
Oh my gosh.
And I remember...
Me too.
And me.
I'm kidding.
I remember my mom and my stepdad, they took me to the movie, and I remember sitting there and, the music is playing, the da, na, 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 na. Anyway, and so they're playing the music and the credits are rolling, and people started applauding when names would come up on the screen. And then I remember the big applause when Gene Roddenberry's name showed up to say, First Contact based on Star Trek by Gene Roddenberry. And I think I looked around me and I was like, oh, they're cheering for the same thing that I would be excited to see. That's cool. I didn't even know that you could cheer in a movie theater. Like, I was like, what is the theater etiquette? And people around me were responding to the same things that I would respond to. They were inspired by the same things I was inspired by, excited by the same things I was excited by. And I think that gave me permission to enjoy a film, not only internally, but externally, because other people were doing the same thing.
It's funny you say that, because I had a very similar experience, even though it's not my choice, because I don't want to be redundant, with Spider-Man 2 when I saw that in theaters during a midnight showing. So honey, midnight showings, like if you have like a fan crowd, it is crazy bananas awesome.
Yes, it is.
Like, even if the film is awful, like I've seen like X-Men Last Stand, like at a midnight showing, like people are just like there, but respectful. Like they're just reacting to everything. And there's something really magical about that. So that being said, because I love your story, another experience that was like really crazy impactful for me was watching Pixar's Up in theaters.
Oh,
me and an ex-boyfriend went to see this movie, and we went to see it in 3D. So we have like 3D glasses on, and for those of you that don't want to be spoiled, there's an intro sequence that is so emotional for an animated film.
It'll wreck you.
And I was
famous tearjerker.
I was
already
falling through 3D glasses. I look over to my ex. He's crying. I look over to the kids next to me. The kids are crying. The parents are crying. Like, everyone's crying.
Oh.
And the fact that that film had the ability narratively to touch so many people in such, in my opinion, a well orchestrated like montage of scenes with very little dialogue is like chef's kiss in my mind, and like speaks to what is great about cinema when you can get something right.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can hear the music right now.
Well, I'll go, and mine's not so much about the movie itself, but about where I saw it and who I saw it with, which when I was 15, Purple Rain came out, and I still am a huge Prince fan. And, you know, I'm super white girl from the suburbs of Portland, and the only place it was playing was downtown in the city. So my mother drove my little brother and I to go see it. And the theater was half full of like city people. And the other half, this was the time, I don't know if you know about the cult that happened in Portland, but the Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh. So the other half of the theater was full of Rajneeshis, all dressed in their all red and purple.
Oh.
And I can't say which side liked it more. The whole movie, people were cheering and talking and yelling. It was awesome. I was like, oh, this is what it's like to not be in the suburbs. It was awesome.
I love that.
It sounds
so great.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something a little controversial in that I don't really care much for going to the theater because when I watch a movie, I'm in the movie. And so when there's other people around me, especially if they're like on their phones and stuff like that, really bugs me because it literally takes me out of the movie that I am in. Yeah. Some of the things that I do like, you know, when I've seen in theaters, you know, I like horror movies, especially like jump scares. I hate it, but I love it. And so it's really, you know, even like the, you know, the Paranormal Activity movies, like the earlier ones where there's a lot of like kind of jump scares or just creepy things that everybody would react at the same time, like kind of with just the startled sound that everybody makes, and then everyone starts laughing because we all have that reaction. We're just like, oh, it was just that thing, you know. And so that part to me is kind of fun to see, you know, similar to some of what you all were saying too, is just seeing the similar reactions that everyone's having, like that we're all experiencing the same thing together. And I don't know, that's just cool because it's almost a language of its own, I guess, you know, when we're watching these movies. But, you know, I will say that one of my favorite experiences was actually just this like last weekend. Rain Man, the 35th anniversary, was playing on like the what do they call that? I don't know, the special exhibitions that they do that you know, at the Regal
like
movie.
one night only.
Like the one night only, and that's like one of my favorite movies of all time. So we went and saw that in the theater, and that was just a cool experience because I love that movie. And then going to something like that was really fun. And there was like 5 of us in the theater, so it's almost like a private screening.
I was going to say that I saw in the movie theater last week, I saw Bottoms, which I thought was hysterical. And the only problem I have about seeing funny movies in theater is that I'm the loud laugher. I'm the cackler in the back. And nobody else thought it was as funny as me. And I've actually been criticized by my kids.
Oh, hell
yeah, because I'm just always still laughing. And then the next joke comes up and I'm like, wait, what'd they say? And,
Don't hold it in, let it out.
Yeah.
It is. I know that. Okay, I know the strike is still happening, so I'm gonna be careful. But all I want to say is that it was hilarious. That's all I'm gonna say.
Should I have not said that? Sorry. It is hysterical.
I'm dying to see it personally. Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm a huge A.O. Edaberry fan, and man, is she having a year here.
Well, when I was thinking about the question, I think, Mel, you had said that it wasn't so much about the movie itself that you went to see.
Yeah.
And I want to say it's the same about me. Like, I have a very vivid memory. I was like, I was living in Miami Beach, and I didn't know anybody, and I had moved there with just, I think I had $500 in my pocket, and that's it. And I didn't have a job, had nothing, and I just moved there, didn't know anybody. And within a week, like, I found a job and what have you. But again, I didn't know anybody, right? So I was like working and living at a youth hostel and what have you. And,
oh my God.
It was great.
Fun.
It was so much fun. So
I've never. Oh, sorry.
I had some Australian guys for roommates, and we're still friends this day. But anyway, there was a theater at the end of, if you go to Miami Beach, there's Lincoln Road Mall. It's an outdoor mall, and it's great tourist trap. You know, love Lincoln Road because all kinds of different shops and restaurants and what have you. But at the end, there is a theater there. I think it might just be Lincoln Road Theater. Anyway, they have so many different theaters there, and so they show all the big movies, but then occasionally they show oddball stuff. And I remember, like I said, it's not about the film. It was a movie that came out, I think it was called Factory Girl. And it was about story of Edie Sedgwick, who was a muse of Andy Warhol and what have you. And I was like, oh, I'm curious about this, you know, because of course she sort of dated briefly Bob Dylan, and Dylan wrote songs about her. And I was just like very intrigued by the whole
Wasn't that
concept.
Sienna Miller in it?
Yes,
Yep.
exactly. And I forget who played Warhol, but they did a good job. Anyway, so I wanted to go see that. So I saw there was a showing when I was getting off work, and it might have been late. It might have been like 11 p.m., but I think that theater was just open forever because, it's Miami. Everything's open late. And I went to see it. And that was the very first time in my life I go into a theater and there was no one. And I laughed and I put my legs up over the chair in front of me and I stretched my arms out and I'm just like, oh, this is great. It's like my damn living room.
Yeah.
And I remember feeling this sense of like, I'm such a nerd that I'm doing this. I'm the only person in all of South Beach, Miami that wants to see this film right now. And, the film itself, it was all right. It wasn't a bad film. I like Casey, I like most films. There's very few that I'm like, oh, that was awful. Like I'm entertained. Even the bad films, like I can be entertained. And so for that one, I don't remember being wowed, but I remember being entertained. Oh, and Hayden Christensen was in it. He played Bob Dylan. Yeah. It's crazy.
I think wasn't Guy Pearce.
I think Guy Pearce was
Andy Warhol.
Yeah. What a weird cast.
I've been keeping my mouth shut. I worked on the key art for that film.
Yes.
Oh my word.
And I'm sorry, Mark, it's a really bad movie.
Listeners, have you heard the gay gasp that Mark and I just had?
Nah, it's fine. It's a good movie. It's good. It's entertaining. I liked it.
Because when you do key art on something, you have to end up watching it like 80 million times.
No, that's too many.
Yeah.
It was my first job doing entertainment advertising.
Oh my gosh.
For a company called Indica Entertainment Advertising.
Indica.
And they did like some
Was
big
there a sativa?
films.
I was gonna say that's specific.
So it was a fun thing.
It was a real film.
It was an experience.
It was a film. This is a good segue into the next topic. So there is a clear difference between cinema as art and movies as a product to be consumed. And when I think about cinema as art, my head immediately goes to directors, the amount of times I've gone to see a film because of the director attached, but I've also done the same thing for different actors or writers of a film that I think are just good writers or good actors. So if everybody can share with the group an experience of watching a production, not for the story per se, but maybe for the creative hands behind it, where you're like, oh, this person's in it, that person's associated with it, I'm going to watch it.
I always bring her up. I call her my Hollywood mother because I want to work with her one day so bad. Viola Davis, whatever she does, I will go see. There's something that is, and every actor has their own style and their own way that they approach the work and all those different things. There is something about Viola Davis that whenever she does something in a role, she comes from a very personal place that I'm watching the performance, and there's something about the performance where I say to myself, okay, there's Viola. Viola is in this right now. And I don't mean that in a way as here's an actor just doing the thing that they do in every movie. It's Viola is pulling from a very personal place. I don't know what that is, but I'm looking in her eyes and I'm saying to myself, okay, what did she go through to get there? Like, what happened to you? And I think that's a privilege to see. And I think that kind of commitment to the work and bringing that kind of stuff to the work will make me want to watch you over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, her tiny little role in the movie Doubt. Have you seen that?
Oh my God.
I mean, come on.
Yep.
That role, that part, and her performance in that movie, I was instantly a fan. I'll watch anything with her. It's amazing.
She was there for what, 15 minutes?
Yes, if that. She steals the whole movie. And she's got Meryl in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I read this question a few times and I had a tough time navigating it personally for myself. So I'm going to kind of give a controversial / non-answer in that I don't tend to attach myself too much to either an actor, director, a production artist, whatever it might be, because I think that depending on circumstances, whether it be studio interference or, you know, whether it just be like a bad day or, you know, perhaps like everything just didn't gel, I don't judge things on one specific merit, and that doesn't drive me to the theater. I think what does is if I see or hear something about it that feels like it would connect with me, whether it be the themes, the stories, who's involved, I'll go for that. But it's not mutually exclusive for me. It's just, again, everything aligning, I can kind of feel whether I'm going to enjoy that experience.
Like that. Right now this is Melissa. Hi. I'm gravitating towards I'm the only girl. I don't know why I said that, but gravitating
Fine, Melissa,
towards,
announce yourself. Yes.
I am watching movies directed by women. I'm seeking them out, and I'm really noticing big differences in movies between men and women directors. And I mean, I could list 10 right now, but I'm trying to seek them out because the pacing is different. That the way that they make the female characters have their own agency is different. I recently saw After Sun, and it's not really about a woman, but man, I instantly knew a woman had directed it. I think her name's Charlotte Wells is the director, and it's just so beautifully done. It's such a kind of a feminine perspective on what a man is going through, and yeah, that's my thing now. I will watch a movie and seek them out. I also love Cleo from 5 to 7, which is an old movie by Agnes Varda, I think is her name, French director. And it's also just so like, yeah, a woman made this movie, and I love it.
Thank you, by the way, for sharing that. I think it's so important to recognize stories that are coming from different, diverse perspectives. And we're seeing slow movement with that. I don't think quick enough, but thank you for sharing the female perspective on that and what it means to you to, just have that experience and to recognize those elements within a film.
There are a lot of fantastic Black women directors right now, and I especially gravitate towards them. There's a movie called The 40-Year-Old Version, not Virgin, but Version, written by Radha Blank. She also stars in it. It's fantastic. There's a new British movie. It's on Hulu called Rye Lane, and it has a woman director named Ann Miller something, and it's also fantastic. It's just the women in the movies are so centered and grounded. It's awesome.
That's awesome. I do actually have, and it builds up over time, but like favorite directors like that I will always watch their movies. Like David Fincher is probably my all-time favorite director, and I haven't seen his. Yeah, I haven't seen his newest one yet, but I love the darkness, the grittiness of his movies. Christopher Nolan is another one, and I have not seen Oppenheimer yet, which makes me a bad Nolan fan. I know.
I haven't either.
Hey, listen, you guys can still listen to the podcast. It was the last episode that dropped, I think.
Well, there you go. But and I love how for his you're always going to get like these big stories and really thought-provoking things, and I don't know why I'm surprising myself by this, but Ben Affleck is actually another director who I haven't watched everything that he's directed yet, but I can say with some certainty that almost everything I've watched of his that he's directed, I have loved. Like The Town.
Yeah.
I want to say
Argo.
Argo. Yes, thank you. Yes, that one. I've rewatched that one
Argo
recently.
was great.
Yeah,
it was good.
Air was surprisingly good. About making the Air Jordans. It's good. Yeah, it surprisingly good, but I don't know why I'm surprised. That. Yeah,
he did.
And so I'm he's another one that when I see that he's directed something, it goes on my watch list. He's not up to that, like, okay, I got to do whatever I can to watch it, but oddly enough though, I haven't done that with like writers. I've got my favorite composers, but I'm not going to necessarily go see a movie just because somebody's composed the music for it. There's a handful of writers that when I see their names come up on the screen, I know that I'm probably going to like this. But yeah, I definitely get drawn to directors. That's for sure.
Yeah, for me, I feel like, I think it's just through track record, through watching a lot of like oddball stuff. from the bargain bins
Mm-hmm.
that I'm like, oh, well, this actor's been in this, in this, in this, and this that I have enjoyed. And so I'll see their name and be like, okay, I will check it out. And it's the same with like directors too. It's like, oh, like I remember I watched that really weird thing. And it might not be my favorite film, but it was really weird and thought provoking. I'm like, oh, I liked that. And so I'll just rattle off a couple right now. And I'll just say, Johnny Depp. Yes, I know he did the Pirates movies for Disney, but before that, he had a very long career in oddball things. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to see he's gone back to doing oddball things. And however you feel about him personally or his personal life or whatever is up with that, I have enjoyed his films. And then Jim Jarmusch. Do you guys know him?
Love him.
Yeah.
No.
Very interesting little movies.
Jim Jarmusch?
Yeah. So Dead Man was the first film I saw by him, and Johnny Depp stars in it. And it's just this really rich story about this guy. He's traveling out west to start a new life after his family died. And he ends up getting there only to find out he doesn't have a job. And then, this whole thing unfurls, but he befriends this Native American guy. And the actor, Gary Farmer, is one of the most famous and celebrated Native American actors, actually, in working in cinema. He's been working most of his life in cinema. He has so many credits. So it's worth it for Gary Farmer's performance. But he plays a character, a Native American character called Nobody. And Nobody, he learned to read English through reading poetry. And shoot, this is one of my favorite films, and I'm drawing a blank right now, but the poet's name is also the same name as Johnny Depp's character. And so he thinks it's the reincarnation of this poet, and he thinks that it's him.
William Blake.
So they befriend each other, and they travel the whole movie together, and it's black and white. And ever since I saw that film, I started watching Jim Jarmusch's other stuff, and he's done all kinds of different genres. Like he just did a zombie film, The Dead Don't Die. And before that, he did one that was really good. That was a vampire film.
Yep. He's really interesting, I think.
Yeah. But all of his movies are really slow burn character studies with great dialogue.
That's amazing. I mean, can you imagine being exposed to a language by just reading the poetry and how that just informs how you speak, how you think in text, and how you write a letter?
His character's dialogue through most of the film are quotes from this particular poet's book of poetry.
Oh my God.
But they were all nature related. So he's talking about trees and the water and the sky and all this, but it through poems that were written by this guy that, has died.
Love it. I saw Broken Flowers with Bill Murray, and I loved it.
You saw what?
Jim Jarmusch. Broken Flowers with Bill Murray.
That's right. He did that one too.
I love that movie.
So good.
It is good. Bill Murray in a serious role will get me every time. I love it.
Bill Murray made like that transition from comedic to seriousness, or to drama rather.
Yeah.
Later on in his, I mean, it was always there, obviously.
Yep. Yeah.
But that's a very interesting. Whenever I see an actor make that transition, it's always it's a very interesting one to watch, and it's
great.
For me, it's like, oh, that was always there, and it's, I don't know, it's always very interesting to see. I like that.
Robin Williams
is really good. Yeah.
Yes. Oh God, that movie. What is the movie about that? The person that develops film
1 hour
like
photo. 1 hour photo.
Oh, that's scary.
I watched that movie way too young.
Yeah.
But that was the first time that I saw Robin Williams and said, "Oh, this is what he can do."
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, the poet's name was William Blake. It just hit me like a lightning rod. So it was William Blake, and I actually went out and bought an old from a antique shop book of William Blake's poems because of the movie. Anyway.
Oh wow.
And that's how I discovered that the lines were from the poems.
That's cool.
After the fact, I like that.
But so we have Casey joining this week, and something I learned about Casey is that Casey enjoys films that were also based on books. And so I thought it would be great to ask everybody, what is one book to film adaptation that worked and one that did not?
I love Pride and Prejudice so much. I could watch it. I do watch it monthly. I like the version with Keira Knightley. I've crushed on Matthew McFadden for years and years. I mean, I think for like 20 years. I love him so much. And that movie just, every time I cry, I laugh. I'm like, how am I laughing? I've seen this 20 times, but it's so perfectly perfect to me. I just love it. And it's so true to the book, and it captures that same spirit. I think Jane Austen would even like it. My one I didn't like was, what's the one, the girl on the train, and she sees a murder. Is that it? What it's called? With Emily Blunt's in the movie. I loved the book, but the movie was not great. For me personally, it didn't live up to the book.
That's why you forgot the title, because it was that bad.
I know. I think it's a girl on a train. I really do. But
I'm
Google
pretty
search
sure
"girl
right.
on a train" Emily Blunt, and then don't watch that movie, listeners.
I mean, you might, but don't read the book first.
Oh,
And it's got who's super hot guy in it. I mean, even they couldn't make it. Even they couldn't make it good.
Now I'm curious. Who's the super hot guy? I'm just gonna
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
look it up, slide in his DMs, maybe see if he's on Grindr. I don't know.
It's the girl on the train. Let me be very specific. And the hot guy is, well, Justin Theroux's in it. But I was talking about Luke Evans. Holy hell, Luke Evans.
The Evanses.
Oh, Luke Evans. Oh,
Yeah.
honey.
I watched Dr. T and the Wonder Women. Oh boy, is he hot in that movie. That's a hot movie.
Noted.
Know who to go to for some hot men films.
Mel, sidebar. Have you seen Chocolate City?
No, I've never even heard
It's
of it.
kind of a trashy version of Magic Mike with an all black cast. And oh my God, I just watch it for the man candy. The man candy is all that you need to watch in that movie. It's not for the plot. Chocolate City. And it is so good for the man candy.
Okay. That's enough for me.
One that I think that maybe didn't make the transition as well, and I don't want to poo-poo on, I don't like to poo-poo on work because I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I will say that what didn't seem to transition well, whatever the situation was, or maybe whatever the intention was behind the art that just didn't seem to transition well. Fahrenheit 451. There was a version of it that came out. I think did it go directly to HBO?
Yes, it did.
And I remember the book, and I remember watching the movie and kind of being excited. And I think that there were just things that were missed. And I think it was the details of the book, which I think were probably the most important, I think didn't make it into the movie. And I mean, that's always a challenge when you're trying to make that transition from book to film. You know, what are you going to keep? What are you going to take out? Because you have 2 hours, maybe 3, 2.5 to tell this story of a book that people read over 2 weeks, however long, so it's not an easy transition. But I think Fahrenheit 451 was one that just didn't really make the transition well. And I think it was the emotional impact of the social commentary that just didn't hit me as much. That's one that sticks out to me.
I will jump in. So, Casey, you mentioned horror earlier. Everyone knows I'm the designated horror aficionado within Cinema Z. And I'm going to keep this as more of a blanket statement because I was speaking about it at length recently. I think that Stephen King is such a good example of somebody who has had amazing adaptations and really poorly done adaptations for a variety of reasons. This could be an entire episode within itself because I have feelings on even, The Shining, versus the book and whatnot. But I will say something I've realized is that newer remakes on perhaps films that were done in like the 70s, 80s based on his work have lost a certain soul. I think that when you decide to take his work and make it glossy or try to add too much unnecessary aspects to it and not focus on the depth of his storytelling, you start to really take out that soul. So I think something like It the remake from 2017, I want to say.
Yeah, that's about right.
I think because it was set in the 80s, even though that's not the time period of the book, it still retained a lot of that grit and that genuine feel of Stephen King. And I think if you compare it to something like the remake of Carrie that came out with Julianne Moore, Chloe Grace Moretz, or even Pet Sematary recently, the new remake, you just lose all that soul, all that like rich, dark tension. So that is my answer.
That's a good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, that's a very good answer.
I'd even say that, Dr. Sleep was a faithful adaptation of the book as much as they could, because the book is very long. They have to cut it down, obviously, but the actual movie experience, it's not the same. It wasn't. I didn't find it scary. It was interesting. It had an interesting story to it. But yeah, Stephen King's got a wide body of work to.
I adore the director of Dr. Sleep, Mike Flanagan. I think his work is so beautifully done, and like the attention to detail that he puts into script and performances and stuff like that is great. But I agree with you with that one as well. Like there's something like about his work. It's just hard to nail that like dark simplicity, I think.
Yeah.
I think I liked it because I liked The Shining, and they very much bookend each other. So I think that's the sole reason I enjoyed it.
Well, the thing that the movie Dr. Sleep did very well was bridging the gap between the book The Shining and the movie the Stanley Kubrick The Shining, because that movie was so different from the book, especially how it ends, that they had to figure out how to work that in. And the book is a sequel to the book, so.
I'm so curious now. I saw The Shining a very long time ago, but I'm very curious now.
Stephen King famously hated Stanley Kubrick's take on film.
Scandal.
Now that's some tea. What did he say?
He really did enjoy Dr. Sleep.
Yes, he did.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
Because of what Casey said, there was a bridge to it, and to get that funded, it was easier to use kind of the crux of the original Shining, have that in there, but it wasn't the full, like that wasn't the crux of the story. The story remained like the book, and they used imagery from Kubrick.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the actors they got to play the original actors, so good. Oh my God, all of them. I don't know who that black guy was, but he looked like the guy from The Shining.
Oh, it was Carl Lumbly.
Like the guy from The Shining.
Yeah, Carl Lumbly.
Oh, Carl Lumbly. So good.
Yeah, I was like, they didn't get Scatman Crothers back. I'm pretty sure he died.
Right? He'd be like 100 now.
I know, yeah. But yeah.
Also, fun fact, listeners, Henry Thomas plays Jack Torrance, Dr. Sleep, and he was Elliot in E.T.
Yes, he was.
Elliot.
My mind was just blown.
Oh.
Well, kind of like we were talking with Dr. Sleep, there's really good adaptations, but they don't always necessarily make for a decent movie. And I think one that I didn't really care for was the Da Vinci Code. The book was, I was in there with the whole, I read it when it came out, just like everybody else did. So I was super excited for the movie, and the movie was decent. Like it was almost a page by page, movie of the book, but it just, I don't know, it lost something in that translation.
It did.
And I think sometimes I don't know, when you have a character that's so smart like that, it's so unrealistic. So when you see it on screen, you see somebody actually like spouting all this stuff off. I'm like, nobody's like that, But
also, Tom Hanks's hair is so bad in that movie.
I don't know what they were thinking with that, but
not the commentary on the hair.
Bringing the hair back. It's like a mullet, but not. I don't know. It's weird.
It's very bad. It's like a guy who's had short hair his whole life who decided to grow it out and doesn't know what to do. That kind of.
Yes, exactly. But ones that I really like, and I don't always. I'm gonna go on record here and say I don't always read the book first. A lot of times I'll actually see a movie and see the credit where it says based on the book by, and then after I see the movie, if I like the movie enough, then I'll go and read the book. And
me too.
Fight Club was one of those for me that I loved the movie when I first saw it. I saw it late. I saw it when I was in college, and I guessed how it ended within the first 15 minutes, and the people I was watching it with who had seen it were pissed off, and they're like, you swear you haven't seen this? And I was like, yeah, no, why? And they're like, never mind, just watch. But I went and read the book, and then, you know, the movie did a very good job of adapting that book. But the book itself is also it's a quick read. It's a very, you know, easy read, but it's fast paced, you know, like the movie and everything. Like Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, like those are ones too that I really loved. And I Hannibal and Hannibal Rising I read both of those before the movies came out, but those movies aren't exactly super faithful. I mean, they're faithful in spirit, but there's a lot that happens in the books that they chose not to do for the movies, probably for good reasons.
Yeah, dark.
Yeah,
I mean, it's dark enough.
yeah, but
The show is pretty amazing.
yeah, I only saw like the first season of that. I didn't get very far. I need to, I want to, but I just never did. But yeah, so apparently I like really dark things too, I guess.
You're in good company.
There you go. Yeah.
I was about to say, your Lars is right there with you.
Yeah.
So I wrote the question. I wrote the question specifically for Casey, in my defense. I don't know really what I would answer. I've got a couple of things that come to mind. The first one that comes to mind is Brokeback Mountain for a weird way. The short story, the book itself, I actually did not like. So I'm going to complain about the book here. I saw the movie first, thought it was just beautiful and heart-wrenching, and then I went and read the book, and maybe it's because it was such a short story. I don't remember my critique, but I remember really not liking the book, oddly enough. So I'm glad it got turned into a film, and the film was great. And the second one, I will say, and this is the positive one, because that one was kind of negative, I guess. I don't know. The positive one, I will say, is The Hours, which also is a book. And the book is beautiful, and the film is beautiful, and it gives me all of the feels, both. And it actually inspired me to, after I read The Hours and after I watched The Hours, I went and I bought the book Mrs. Dalloway, which again was kind of crap. I didn't enjoy Mrs. Dalloway, the book, but I appreciated its contribution to literature. So we'll say that.
Oh, Brokeback Mountain. Brokeback Mountain, for someone that was freshly coming out and into their own, and had not had certain sexual experiences. There's a scene in Brokeback Mountain where these two people are having intercourse for the first time, and being a young, gay, twinkish 18-year-old, I was petrified. I was very scared. Anyway, oofta.
Moving forward, as cinema is an art, like great art has the potential to move us, inspire us, or change us. Is there a piece of cinema that has inspired you, changed you, or made a permanent effect on you in your life?
The Matrix is mine. I talk about it a lot, I know. But I think for me, something that I've been trying to work into my life now that even as I get older, is the power of thought, acknowledging the power of your words and how that stuff manifests itself in life. And I think the Matrix has a way, the first one has a way of really speaking to that idea. And this is foreshadowing to what we're going to do in a few minutes, but there's a moment where Neo and Morpheus are talking to each other, and bottom line is Neo says to Morpheus, "Are you telling me one day I'm going to be able to dodge bullets?" And Morpheus says to him, "One day you won't have to." And it's not that this person is bulletproof necessarily, but it's just speaking to the power of this, that this being has, the untapped potential. And I think that's what I'm trying to get down to, is untapped potential. And the power that your thoughts can have to access untapped potential. And I think that's something that The Matrix speaks to very well. And ever since I've seen that movie, that's a theme that has spoken to me, and I think I try to apply that to my life every day.
Mine is going to be out of left field and bonkers, but still on brand. It continues to this day to be A Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one. I have said this before many times. I saw this film when I was about 3.5 years old and fell in love with it. And as I've hinted at before, my family dynamic was all over the place. Dad issues, then my mom became a single mom, like a lot of stuff. But what I loved about that film, as it was created and written by Wes Craven, was that it wasn't about what that franchise became, which was Freddy Krueger and like, okay, like spooky, spooky. It was really about the resilience of the female character, Nancy Thompson, played by Heather Langenkamp. And throughout that entire film, she's like seeing all her friends meet some sort of demise. And throughout it, she is constantly overcoming and trying to find solutions to this problem, which happens to be in the form of the villainous Freddy Krueger. And there's a moment where she and her boyfriend, who are the only survivors left, standing on a bridge, and her boyfriend's played by Johnny Depp in his first.
I was going to say that's another Johnny Depp movie.
And he's sitting there, and they're having this very poetic conversation about like survival and all this stuff. And he's kind of saying like, well, I ignore it. And she's reading this booklet. It's like a manual that teaches you how to do like handmade booby traps. And he's like, you're a wackadoo. Like, what are you doing? And she just turns up to him and says, I'm into survival. And from there on, the film becomes her chasing her villain effectively, like the problem, and taking it down herself because nobody believes her. Her parents aren't there, et cetera, et cetera. So that always stuck with me as a female character that took a circumstance into her own hands and made it just her own experience. Like, no more. I'm done with this. I'm sick of it. And I felt like that was something that was powerful then to me and still remains true today.
It's like the original Final Girl. I love that. So I was gonna say Talladega Nights just to be funny, but that's not true. It's it's Mike Mills written and directed movie 20th Century Women. I don't know if you've seen that. It's fantastic. He also made the movie Beginners. I don't know if you've seen that. I think you guys would like it. It's about his dad. And then 20th Century Women is about his mom, essentially. Annette Bening, Elle Fanning, Greta. Hello, Greta is an actress. And it's about the 70s and in California. And she essentially asks these other women to help her influence her son to be a feminist. And how they do that, especially in the 70s and what that means. The sex books he reads, he's like 15, the son is. And it's so well written. It's so, so beautiful. And I can't watch it enough. It influenced this whole quest I'm on now for watching female directors, even though Mike Mills isn't a female. But I can't say enough about what it says about women and feminism. And I highly recommend it. It changed my whole course on what I'm going to start watching as movies. So also single mom, so I can relate. Raising boys.
Oh, girl.
Yeah.
3 boys.
I'm not saying like I'm not a mom, but I know that I put my mom through some stuff. I'm just saying I know I did. So
I don't know what I would do with girls at this point, but yes, boys are very physically challenging. I'll just say that. Girls are emotionally, not to be super stereotypical, but boys express anger and happiness through physicality, and it is exhausting.
Matt, your mom deserves an award just for cleaning all your tube socks.
You know what? I don't appreciate this read being read cover to cover. Yes, she does, but I don't appreciate the read, sir.
Well, I've got 2 actually, so I'll try to keep them short. The first one was actually introduced to me by my wife when she was teaching her psychopathology in film class, and it's Larson the Real Girl. And I always tease her about it because she does not do sad movies or heartfelt. She doesn't like kind of feeling those emotions. I tend to like that, but she's like, okay, so you'd really like this movie. and I was like, I don't know, it looks sad, like, like I don't necessarily want to get myself into that, but she's like, no, it's not at all. And so I was like traveling for work, and it was on Netflix or something like that. And so I was in a hotel room and watched it, and was just like bawling the whole time, because it's a touching movie. And I think the big theme that I pull out of that is just how kindness can be so impactful to people, that you think of a guy who's going through something in his life where he ends up, quote unquote, dating a sex doll, but the whole community that he lives in comes around and supports him and treats this doll as a real person, until it's time to help him let go of that. And it's just so touching and heartwarming and everything. And so for me, like, just the power of kindness as expressed in that movie is great. Kind of on a different side of that is Shattered Glass, which I think is such a great example, and it's based on a true story, based-ish on a true story, but about a real person who basically made up stories and called them news. And
Yes.
It's such a stressful movie to watch, watching somebody lie their way through life about everything and trying to keep them straight and not being able to. And my own life, I'm sure I lie from time to time, but there's so many scenarios that you can get yourself out of if you just give a little lie, like, it wasn't my fault, or I don't know, you could come up with a million different things that you could lie about. But at the end of the day, when you really kind of get down to you're in that moment, like, should I lie about this or should I own up to it? And I've found in my life, and this movie kind of shows the exact opposite of that. But it's like, if you just own up to mistakes, or whatever it is, things can go so much better for you. And that movie just exemplifies, like, things can go so bad for you if you are pathological liars. So not that movie taught me not to lie, but it's just a good, for me, just always a good reminder of, if you lie once, you've got to remember it forever, because like, you're gonna always have to, it could come up anytime. And so, is it worth it? Probably not.
Well, I was spinning my wheels on this one. Again, I wrote the questions. I don't know why I didn't prepare anything, but this one actually came up in a conversation with Laz recently, and so I thought I would bring this movie up. Nico 1988. And it's a story of Nico from the Velvet Underground fame. But the story is very much not Nico in the Velvet Underground, because it's her life story after the Velvet Underground, and how she despised almost the fame of being known as the ingenue from Velvet Underground, and how she was used by everybody around her for being beautiful and pretty, and how she rebelled against it and just not necessarily let herself go, but stopped focusing on her physical attributes and started focusing on her musical career and what she wanted to do. And there's a line in the film that was like something to the effect of, I like myself more now that I'm ugly, or something like that. I saw the movie at a very, very, very dark time in my life, where I didn't know how I would go on, or if that was even going to happen. And I was very lonely. And I watched this film about this woman that was used up by society and spit out as though she was trash, essentially. And she pulled herself up and built her own career and sort of shunned fame. She wasn't really giving interviews with people. She just she got like a small tour bus and a bunch of junkies that knew how to play instruments, and she toured Europe. And she herself was an addict, but she was trying to wean herself off that, and not let it affect her relationship with her son that was her whole world. And it's this beautiful story, I would say, of triumph, because we talk about that here in the podcast, how important that is. Now, this is one of those examples of the film that tells the story of her triumph and her succeeding in her dreams and her passion. And it does tell at the end, a little bit sort of how her life continued after the film. And so there's that the blurb after. But the message of it and the meaning of that is triumphed. And I always found this film to be very uplifting. And whenever I watch it, I feel inspired in the sense of, okay, no matter what everybody else around me is saying about me, no matter what I'm going through right now, I can prevail if I dig my feet in and follow my heart and my gut of who I know that I am and who I know I can be. And so, yeah, for me, that's Nico 1988, and it's available for free on Hulu if you haven't seen it.
I just listed it. Looks fantastic.
Yeah. So, and the woman that plays Nico sings all of the songs, and the soundtrack's amazing, and she sounds just like Nico. So it's great. Totally
Awesome.
Check it out, people. Now, this leads us to my favorite segment and yours. Director's cut. And so for this episode, Matt and I both picked a couple scenes from some of our favorite films, and we are going to act them out without any practice, unscripted. We're going raw.
And now we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
So the first one I have here, the scene is from American Beauty. And there is a few parts here. So I actually would like to be Carolyn Burnham here. And there is client 1 and client 2. So whoever wants to do either. I just want to be Carolyn.
Oh, I'll do one. I could be client 1.
Now, this scene is... and this is for you, Amy Nelson. This scene is, we have Carolyn Burnham, who is a real estate agent, and she's showing potential buyers a house. And Andy and I, my partner, we quote this scene to each other constantly. We have since we met, actually. We both, for whatever reason, are extremely amused by this scene. And so when I was thinking about scenes for this pod, I was like, all right, I'll grab that one because it's funny. All right.
Action.
I will sell this house today. Welcome. I'm Carolyn Burnham. This living room is very dramatic, but wait until you see the native stone fireplace. Cream would really lighten this place up. You could even put in skylights. The kitchen, a dream come true for any cook.
We were told this pool was lagoon-like. There's nothing lagoon-like about it.
Except the bugs.
There aren't even any plants out here.
Oh, what do you call this? Is this not a plant? If you have a problem with the plants, I can always call my landscape architect.
When I think lagoons, I think tropical. This is a cement hole.
I have some tiki torches in my garage. Shut up! Shut up! Baby! Shut up! Shut up!
Cut.
Thank you.
And
I just worked out some shit.
And here is scene number 2. Listeners, you won't be surprised. It is from The Matrix. Here's a little bit of backstory for this scene. Morpheus educates Neo on the nature of the Matrix and his place in it.
Action.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside the Matrix, you look around. What do you see? Business people, teachers, lawyers, carpenters. The very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so injured, so helplessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
I was.
Look again. Freeze it.
This isn't the Matrix?
No. It's another training program designed to teach you one thing. If you're not one of us, you're one of them.
What are they?
Sentient programs. They can move in and out of any software still hardwired to their system. That means that anyone we haven't unplugged is potentially an agent. Inside the Matrix, they are everyone and they are no one. We have survived by hiding from them, by running from them. They are the gatekeepers. They are guarding all the doors. They are holding all the keys, which means that sooner or later, someone is going to have to fight them.
Someone?
I won't lie to you, Neo. Every single man or woman who has stood their ground, everyone who has fought an agent has died. But where they have failed, you will succeed.
Why?
I have seen an agent punch through a concrete wall. Men have emptied entire clips at them and hit nothing but air. Yet their strength and their speed are still based in a world that is built on rules. Because of that, they will never be as strong or as fast as you can be.
What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets?
No, Neo. I'm trying to tell you that when you're ready, you won't have to.
Cut.
I love that scene so much. It gives me chills. It's just so freaking cool.
I need to rewatch it now.
Untapped potential. That is like the thing that I take away from this movie all the time. Untapped potential and tapping into that.
Yeah.
You sound just like Morpheus, too. That was really good.
It was really good. Yeah.
Nicely done. You've practiced that. You're not supposed to practice.
Can you do the voice of my Siri now?
I'd make a lot of money and I wouldn't have to do security anymore.
So, y'all, I'm going to debut a brand new segment this week. We are replacing trivia because we have no movie to discuss. So instead, we're going to have a trivia game. So I have a list of trivia questions here. And we are going to, I guess, you can shout out like me or I got it or whatever if you have the answer. And I'll go off who I heard first because we don't have anything sophisticated like a buzzer. Sound good?
That'll be next season. We'll add a buzzer and it'll be in the budget for next season.
Exactly. Not this season. Okay. And so I got 10 questions and one bonus question. And the bonus question is worth double the points. So 2 points. All right. All for funsies. Okay. So question 1. Blank is one of 3 African-American actresses, the other being Whoopi Goldberg and Angela Bassett, to be nominated for an Academy Award in both the Best Actress and Best Supporting Actress categories.
I know.
Mel?
Viola Davis?
That is correct. 1 point to Mel.
What?
Question 2. For this film, no opening credits for actors, writers, producers, director, etc. are shown, with the story taking place right after the title. Although by the 1990s, it had become quite common for major films to not have opening credits, it was still unusual in 1968. What was this film?
Girl, I don't know.
I want to guess the one with Norman Bates. What's that movie called?
Oh,
Psycho.
Psycho?
I'm thinking 2001.
Ding, 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 ding. Casey's got it. 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Who directed
Nice.
that? Was Kubrick? Kubrick.
Yeah.
Kubrick.
My father.
Yes, Laz's dad. All right. Ooh, I picked them according to you all, so I'm so thrilled. Anyway, development executive Lindsay Doran loved the film finished script and advocated for it to be made at Embassy Pictures and then at Paramount Pictures after she became vice president of production there in 1985. She was told each time that there was no more demand for Stephen King films after a slew of adaptations from his novels released in the early 80s. It was only during the 1988 Writers Guild of America strike, see, I roped in the strikes, that Paramount reconsidered because the studio was facing a possible shortage of new productions for 1989 releases. Stephen King's script for was finished and ready to go, so Doran was given the green light to obtain the rights for Paramount to start production. Now, what is the film?
Gosh.
1989, right?
It was released in 1989.
Pet Cemetery.
Ding, 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 ding. All
I was
right.
about to say, Laz, that's all you.
Yeah.
It was all you.
Sweet. This is good. Everybody's getting this is good. Okay. This actor changed her name after reading F. Scott Fitzgerald's novel, The Great Gatsby.
Oh, I want to ask for details because I'm so curious now.
Same.
Muffins and cakes. Oh,
She's acted in
Oh,
a bunch
wait.
of movies
I
that
know.
we haven't discussed on the pod, but we've discussed individually that we enjoy.
wait! I see that you know it. I heard you.
Who? Me?
Yes.
Daisy Ridley?
Wasn't she the one in
Star Wars.
Star Wars? No.
Yeah. But I kind of want to know that story too.
It's not right, though, is it? I'm trying to think of actresses named Daisy.
Oh,
I could-
Obvious. Who else is named Daisy? Is it even Daisy? I don't know.
No, it's not. You guys give up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
The answer?
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver.
Interesting.
All right.
I mean, I'm just gonna remember that because I love stuff like that so much.
I
Awesome.
found it on like her IMDb page. You just click trivia, and that was one of the trivia
Yeah.
things. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I'll throw it in.
I might combat that one because I know a lot about Sigourney Weaver, and I think I've heard a different story of the origin of her name.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay.
Listeners, I will follow up on this.
All right. All right. Okay.
Laws is on the case.
Yeah, that was kind of that was a Laz question too. So I'm not surprised he's a little miffed. All right. All right. For the scene with the bathtub falling 2 floors down after being filled with water, Tom Hanks does an obnoxious laugh, which sounds like the imitation of a sea lion. This clip of him laughing is commonly used for the Universal backlot tour when the tour guides joke with the visitors. What's the film?
I know.
Go for it.
Is it The Burbs or The Money Pit?
See, I was thinking The Burbs also, but The Money Pit, yeah, that makes
Money
sense.
Pit. Oh, Mel is on a roll. Jeez. All right.
Mel is kicking our asses.
Kinda, yeah. All right. Question 6. The dream sequence where Wake stands naked, beaming light from his eyes into Winslow is a reference to the painting Hypnosis by German artist Sascha Schneider from 1904. What is the film?
No
I don't
clue.
know. Listeners, if you know, just shout it out loud.
Dream sequence where Wake stands naked, beaming light from his eyes
is
into
it-
Winslow.
The one with Harrison Ford from 1980 that they just did the sequel for. No? What is that movie with? Why can't I think of it? I don't know.
Oh, you're talking Blade Runner?
Yes, Blade Runner.
Oh, no.
Okay, gotta make that. See, we don't have a budget for sound effects. Anyway,
Next season. This is all coming next season.
next season. The film is The Lighthouse.
Mm.
Oh, I have
right.
not seen that yet.
Oh
Oh
my
Have
god,
I?
so good. I love
It
The
is
Lighthouse.
really good.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
It's so
That's
creepy.
Dark
too.
movie. It
Mhm.
is.
Oh, when he's going to town with his lady friend, the mermaid, but she's
The silent, yes.
a weird mermaid, a really
Yes.
weird mermaid.
It is a weird but good movie. And Robert Pattinson, come on.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, mermaid, creepy sex. Yay.
Yeah.
That's not your thing, then.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, moving forward. He was so insulted when Sony offered him the role of Poop in the Emoji Movie that this inspired him to retire completely from acting and focus on being a screenwriter and a film director. Who is
oh my
he?
God. I don't know. I mean, I know who took the part and we all love him and know him, but
Oh, that's what I thought the question was.
that's what I thought it was too. Who? I mean, why would you? I mean, on one hand, being insulted by being offered the role of Poop, I get it, but at the same time,
Like I said, each one of the questions was really catered to each one of you guys.
which one
So,
of us?
anyway.
I mean, but I'm thinking of the person that actually played the role of Poop.
Yeah.
Fame.
Yeah,
Can't
no,
get
this
that.
is the
all
person
know.
that was offered it that no longer acts. It's somebody that used to have. Is it? All right, a hint. Used to have a show that was very popular.
I know.
Now directs.
Jordan Peele.
Oh, are you serious?
Wait, what? Okay.
Mel
That
is
is amazing.
I need
Mel is
I need
just killing everybody. Listeners.
Mel is slaying. Mel,
Yeah.
and how appropriate. I
Yes.
need the tea though. Mel, do you know the tea on that situation? What
I
happened?
don't. We're huge Key and Peele people in this family. Huge. We watch it all the time.
Yes.
So I just remember talking about that at some point when we were watching it, and I don't know the backstory. But even if it's not true, that is a good story to tell why you got into directing. So now I'm thinking, maybe.
I mean, because
I don't know.
he's talented and he's he's gifted at both.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
know.
mean, he's very He can
He's
do
very
both.
versatile.
He really
He's
is so
amazing.
verse.
Yes.
I will look into this though, because like
Yeah.
it's weird. He comes from like a specifically comedy background, so why would
Right.
you get insulted?
Playing the part of Pooh.
Maybe it just hit. Maybe they just had a baby and he was like, covered in poop or something. I don't know.
We all have our triggers, and we all have, and
Right.
Pooh could have been
Ah,
the thing. I don't want to kink shame, but
Yes, yes. Thank you.
I
Needed
mean,
at least once.
not everyone likes Pooh. Some people like Pooh, and if you like Pooh, I'm not even trying to be funny.
You
right
do
now.
you.
Exactly. You do you if you like Pooh. That's all I'm
That'll be
trying
the
to
tag
say.
for this episode.
That's yeah.
All right. Moving forward. America Ferrera's husband in the film is played by her actual husband in real life, Ryan Piers Williams. Now, what's the film?
I know.
Go for
Is it
Mel.
Barbie?
Yeah.
It's Barbie. I put in a Barbie question for Laz, actually. And
Oh, sorry, lad.
why for
I
me?
screwed that up.
I thought you saw it and I thought you loved it.
I did not love Barbie. I thought it was good, but
Okay.
that's a conversation for a different time.
Okay. All right.
I love you.
Not saying
Laz.
it's bad, so nobody.
I love
attacks me.
Mel's she's scooping up all the points. All right.
I don't know my social security number, but I know all the
Okay. His Oscar win for the drama film Moonlight in 2016 marked the first time a Muslim actor has won an Academy Award. Now, who's the actor?
Oh, balls, muffins.
I know it.
Muffins and
Let
cakes.
somebody else answer. I do know it though.
Listen, if you know, I can see his face. I can.
Mahershala Ali.
Woo!
Or Mahershala. I don't know which way to say it.
Mahershala. Yeah. Sweet. Ding, 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 ding. All right.
This is fascinating. I just want to see Mel keep answering questions.
Yeah.
This is
I
great.
mean,
Good.
look, stealing the show. Go
Yeah.
ahead, keep doing it. Keep doing it.
I'm so impressed. I wasn't impressed with you before, Mel, but now I'm really, really impressed. Okay.
Oh, that's nice. Thank
All right. Question number 10.
Oh my gosh.
At
She
around
already knows the answer.
I know.
if this person doesn't get this one, I don't know. I'm gonna hit my head against the wall. Anyway, at around the 52 minutes, when Henry Winkler opens the closet, his black leather Fonzie jacket from Happy Days is hanging in it. What was the film?
Got it.
Scream. Laz called it out
Laz
first.
said got it first.
Yeah.
All right. Laz gets the point. All right. Thank goodness. All right.
Other
I don't,
fun
you guys are
fact,
gonna
unless
be shocked. Oh,
unless it's like another bonus point one, but fun fact. In addition, Henry Winkler goes out into the hallway, sees a janitor who's dressed like Freddy Krueger, calls him
Played
Freddy,
by-
and that janitor is played by Wes Craven, the director of the film.
I love that. Oh my God.
Nice.
Love it.
I've never seen Scream all the way through. I've
Um,
only
I've never-
seen
Wait.
the first
Wait
15 minutes of the film.
Wait a
When Drew
minute.
Barrymore gets killed, and then I was like, ah. And I just
You've
don't.
ne-
I haven't
I
seen
never
it.
watched the rest of it.
You've never seen Scream all the way through?
Mm-mm.
There's like
I
6
should.
of them.
I'm open. I'll check it out. I'm
And
cool. I just haven't
awe.
up until this point. All right. Moving forward. All right. We have a lightning round. This is worth double the points, as I said. So you have an opportunity to get 2 points here, which could really change the dynamic of the game.
For better or worse.
All right. So this question is more for me than anybody else. So that's kind of a hint. But anyway, The Other Side of the Wind was filmed between 1970 and 1976, with the editing, continuing into the 1980s. Blank left behind nearly 100 hours of footage and a work print consisting of assemblies and how to edit the scenes. In May of 2015, directors Wes Anderson and Noah Baumbach announced that they were running a campaign to raise $2 million to complete the post-production and release the film. The film was eventually completed and released in 2018. Now, who was the director?
Gee,
I don't know.
Big story when this came out. I mean, this was all over the news because this film was the longest production in history of film.
How did I miss?
I remember
It's been
hearing
in production since, the 70s, and was only completed in 2018.
Not that long
ago. I'll take a guess. I'm positive I'm wrong, but I'm just going to say Cecil B. DeMille. Because why not?
No, but you're not far. You really aren't. So good for you. That's actually, I'm impressed. Casey, I'll give Casey specifically another hint that this director happened to be featured in the film you and I watched together, Ed Wood, and was played by one actor and voiced by another actor.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good hint. Bela Lugosi? No, that was
the actor. Yeah.
I will give one final hint.
It's not the director of Citizen Kane, is it? Like Orson Welles?
You got it.
Okay.
Ding, 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 ding. I was going to say this director is also featured in almost every one of our podcasts. Actually, he's featured in all of them because it's his voice saying action and cut.
Oh, yep.
Nice.
Oh, interesting. Wait, and the film is again.
The film is called The Other Side of the Wind. I think it's on Netflix because I think Netflix ended up fronting a whole bunch of cash to get it made, it made a lot of news.
I gotta look it up.
Crazy because I consume so much entertainment news and I haven't heard about this.
Yeah.
Me
So
either.
now I'm super curious.
I'm wondering how I missed this.
Now
one.
I did watch
Netflix,
it, and it's very to quote a phrase here on Cinema Z, self-masturbatory.
Masturbatory, yeah.
Masturbatory.
It's very long in the tooth. Like it was essentially Orson Welles
just
being like, I rule
face.
cinema. I can do anything. It's very weird and it's very long. And I don't necessarily recommend it as something, but I think people should watch it. I think people should watch it just as an exploration into Orson Welles, maybe in his directing style, also to see the end of his career, because this is the last thing he ever did. So in that, it's sort of educational. I think you should watch it for that.
I'm kind of curious.
But I
Me
fell
too.
asleep every time I tried to watch it. Every time. And I tried watching it 3 or 4 times, and I fell asleep every time.
Oh my gosh.
You're still learning.
Yeah, but I do love Orson Welles and what he did for cinema. I just think that film was really weird.
A ham sandwich.
I watched a documentary on him recently, and they talked a lot about it, and I'm mad that I didn't know. Dang it.
Yeah. Well, if you ever want to fall asleep, listeners, and you can't, put on The Other Side of the Wind. I think it's on Netflix. You'll be out like that. Anyway.
Listeners, you've heard it here. Mark listens to The Other Side of the Wind as ambient noise. That is what he's trying to say.
Oh my Lord.
That tracks.
What shows are on BQN, you ask? Well, here's a rundown of some podcasts you might be interested in. All Good Things, a Star Trek Universe podcast covering all of Trek, hosted by Amy, Mark, Christos, and Kelvin. Bargain Bin Gamer, a YouTube show hosted by Davey, a self-proclaimed gamer who specializes in reviewing and showcasing affordable video games. If you're lost in the Delta Quadrant, check out The Captain's Couch, a Star Trek Voyager podcast hosted by Jeremiah sitting on Janeway's Ready Room couch. Cinema Z, a film discussion and review podcast showcasing films you probably missed but should definitely check out, hosted by Mark, Matt, and Laz. Beam Aboard the Galaxy Class, a Star Trek Next Generation podcast covering all of TNG, hosted by Amy, Joe, Rhea, and Kevin. History with the Szilagys, a snippet of historical events from around the world, hosted by Chrissie and Jason. For the newest Trek coverage, check out Infinite Diversity, hosted by Chrissie and Thad. Test your Trek knowledge with Treksperts Quiz, a Star Trek quiz show hosted and written by Davey. Union Federation, covering all things Star Trek and the Orville, which we all know is really a Star Trek show, hosted by Kyle, Kevin, Amy, and Haley. Spill the Tea with What's the Tea, Bev, a Trek current events and fan interview show hosted by Christos. And for our Patreon members, we have The Hive Mind, BQN's monthly roundtable discussion with hosts and listeners. It's Green, a cornucopia of topics hosted by Mark, and Amy's Math Moments, a quick look at math moments in Star Trek, hosted by Amy. We know you have a choice of podcasts to choose from, and we thank you for listening to BQN. Assimilate the audio.
Okay. Laz, do you want to tell us what we're talking about next week?
Sure thing. So next week, we will be discussing 2018's Annihilation, directed by Alex Garland, starring Natalie Portman, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and Tessa Thompson. In this film, a biologist's husband disappears. She puts her name forward for an expedition into an environmental disaster zone, but does not find what she's expecting. The expedition team is made up of the biologist, an anthropologist, a psychologist, a surveyor, and a linguist.
All women.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
I gotta ask.
Right, yeah.
I gotta ask because it's me. Are any of y'all reading the book, or have you read the book before you see the movie?
I didn't even know it was a book. See? I
Okay.
didn't know it was a book.
So for anyone out there who is curious, this is based on a book, and one of our co-hosts, Shalimar, will be returning to the podcast for this episode. She has read the book and will be comparing throughout the episode.
I look forward to hearing that.
Me
Yes.
too.
I just recently read the book, and it's a very good book, and I like the movie too. So yeah, look forward to that.
Well, I forgot to mention, but it looks like Melissa Larson won our trivia.
I mean, of course. Like,
Well, I mean, did you really have to announce that?
Did I get
I realized after I did.
round of roses?
I didn't specifically count the points. I'm kind of guessing here, but it seemed likely.
Mel, you get all the flowers.
Thank you.
Well, we would love to hear what you thought of today's episode and hope you'll join the Facebook group, the BQN Collective, to continue our discussion there. You can also send your thoughts to @CinemaZPod on Twitter, BlueSky, and let us know if you'd like to recommend a film. Please follow the network on Twitter, BlueSky, and Instagram @BQN Podcasts. So, Matt, where can people find you when you are not sitting with your dad watching a new film?
Oh, man. Oh, that's so sweet. You can find me on pretty much Instagram on @1701BLERD. It's my Instagram page about my web series about a gay black nerd that uses Star Trek to cope with life. Stay tuned for episode 3 coming out soon. I'm still editing, but it's coming out soon. That's where you can find me. And Laz, where can people find you when you are not drowning in a giant river of blood that is just flushed out of an elevator?
It's funny. That happens almost daily. But
sometimes you got to be careful.
We're not here to kink shame.
Or just
No.
dive right in, right? So where people can find me, you can find me on Instagram, Threads, and BlueSky through my handle at Laz Marquez, LazMarquez. In addition, you can find my work at www.lazmarquez.com, where you can see my entertainment and agency advertising work. And Melissa, where can people find you when you aren't falling asleep to the ambient noises of Requiem for a Dream?
I am on Twitter. I refuse to say the other name at Mel_med_Larson, or at a trivia night near you. Casey, when you're not hanging out with Andy Warhol, where can we find you?
Probably not hanging out with Andy Warhol, but
Oh, Casey. Oh, thanks for coming over. That's great.
Oh, well, yes, when I'm not with Andy Warhol, you can find me actually on Letterboxd and Goodreads at Knitting Trekkie. I track all my movies and all the books I read on both of those. I'm also on Instagram and the platform formerly known as Twitter, also at Knitting Trekkie, but I'm a lurker. I also lurk in the BQN Collective on Facebook. Oh, and I almost forgot. You can find me over on another network doing a show called Literary Treks, where we talk about the books and comics of Star Trek. So that's a fun one. And Mark, when you are not falling asleep to the noise of the other side of the wind, which I guess, is that the lee side or the... Anyway, where can people find you?
It's the sleepy side of the wind.
The sleepy side of the wind.
Oh my! I might put that on tonight. I've been having a hard time sleeping, so that sounds. I need to rewatch, listeners. Well, when I'm not doing that, Orson Welles' voice is very soothing. People, okay, give me a break. It's very soothing.
Great.
You can find me in the BQN Collective Facebook group. You can find me on my show, All Good Things. This is a Star Trek Universe podcast. We jump all around the whole Star Trek universe. And you can find me on BlueSky at MW207. Please hit the subscribe button on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a star rating and written review that helps others to find the show. You can also follow the entire network's podcast with our master feed by searching BQN.
At this time, we would like to thank our associate producer, Amy Nelson, Mother Amy. A special thanks to Laz Marquez for our artwork each and every week. The opening and closing music for this podcast is titled Dancing Dead and was provided by Ketsa from the Free Music Archive, providing royalty-free music for content creators.
If you'd like to help us keep all our shows coming to you each week, you can become a patron of the network on Patreon. We will add you to the Hive Mind Facebook group so you can enjoy It's Green, Amy's Math Moments, and other network perks. With a monthly subscription of $5 or more, you can join our meetings on the Hive Mind Round Table discussion on the second Saturday of each month. Visit patreon.com/BQN to get all the details and watch your messages.
Thank you for listening.
We hope you'll tune in next time.
Adios, muchachos.
Bye, guys.
Hello, Clarice.
Stop the screen. What is their slogan?
Oh, I don't...
Well,
do they have one?
They keep changing it.
It used to be like "Do the right one, baby," or was that Diet Coke, or when Stevie Wonder.
No.
Do the right one, baby. I like it.
Or Ray Charles was the. I don't know.
Didn't Britney Spears do something with them a while
Yeah.
back in the day?
I drink Pepsi. Pepsi is Pepsi. It's a famous clip of Britney.
Regionally, too, people refer to any carbonated beverage as Pepsi. Depending,
Really?
some places in the United States are like, "Oh, I'll have a Pepsi," and it's like some sort of carbonated beverage. But anyway,